Yeah, it's your boy Danny J. Quick, and I'm here with Kyron Silva. And we want to thank you for joining the Four Tales podcast.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.
We're about to talk some comics and get a little bit controversial. Everything from indie books to movie deal level commercial. With no rehearsals when we converse to coerce you. And then we do the quick takes and try to get to the person. So join us and get your comic book a few more sales once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales. Once a week wherever you pod. It's Four Tales.
What's going on, guys? As you know, this coming.
What?
I'm just saying those hub ad videos, they sound weird every time. But
Every time.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, towards comics in collaboration with Fourth Wall Productions, respectfully brings to you the 159th episode of the Four Tales podcast. I am your host, Kyron McDuffie, the creator of Lumberjax from Towards Comics, and across the way is the Plum Cloak creator of Ace Blade, Dane Shea Quick, and together we are your two award-winning Blurred comic creators here to help you find your next favorite comic. We are live on the Age of Geekdom network via Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Danny's TikTok. So if you're listening and watching us live, thank you for your support. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and view this podcast because all of your positive reviews and interactions help us reach a bigger audience.
Brother McDuffie, what's
To
happening?
answer your questions, no, I did not get to do my Touch of Men thing, whatever, earlier.
Hey, that's all right.
It's been a long week. You know how it is. You know
Yeah,
how it is.
I do. I'm gonna start dyeing my beard though. I'm gonna start like soon.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay, what made you lead to this situation?
I don't know. I've just been thinking about it and I'm gonna try it, so we'll see.
I mean, you do got a lot of creative.
Brother Fish is in the comments.
Oh, Brother Fish is in the comments. Morgan Iverson's in the comments.
I will say though, I'm in North Carolina, so we don't have that website you were talking about. We don't have that here.
I find that highly.
We don't have that. We don't have that specific one.
I really? No, wait, really?
Really? It's unavailable to us.
Oh, that's right. You're a red state, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The clapback kid, what's happening?
What's up, Tony? Oh, wait. Going back to Fish Lee, congratulations on your Kickstarter successfully funding and doing an amazing job, Fish. We are very proud of you, as always. Us from the Age of Geekdom Network to you, congratulations.
Congrats.
Fish said I would end up like Diebeard on Peacemaker. That's a callback. Peacemaker season 2 is coming soon. Javon Stokes in the chat. What's up, man? All right. I got nothing to talk about today. What?
Everybody's used to everybody's back. Like Javon's here, Fish is here, Tony's here. Like the only person we're missing is Mally. Like,
yeah. I am specifically looking for Mally's comment to come in, and it's not there.
Hey, that's all right. He'll probably show up. But y'all know we got a regular on the show this week. The hardest guy to get a hold of, not even close.
Tony, you telling the whole truth.
Like
I told Danny I was gonna call him yesterday, and I couldn't reach him all day.
That's not true. I literally called you to find out what time you were gonna call me, and then you called me back to tell me what time you were gonna call me, and then you called me when you said you were gonna call me, and we talked. Anyway, we got a regular on the show this week. My man Morgan Iverson is here. He was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago, but he's here now to talk about the Lumberjax Kickstarter.
Wait, why is he talking about the Lumberjax Kickstarter? That's my character.
Yeah, but sometimes you need some help promoting. Morgan, I don't know if you know, but we have a weekly commenter who every week he'll come in and he'll be like, hey, the creators of Ace Blade and Lumberjacks are here, and Kyron, and I guess you and Kyron look alike because he just believes that Kyron created Lumberjacks. So at this point we stopped correcting him and we
Like
just
we
made
did him every time.
What's good, Tony? I So did I create Zob then? Because
No,
well, how does
you
that
didn't
work?
create anything. I don't know. You created
Oh.
Harlem. And that's it.
Oh, okay. So
you still got Harlem for now, I guess. But hey,
do I have Harlem? Is Harlem mine?
Apparently, Harlem is still yours. He hasn't said anything about Harlem, just
Okay.
Lumberjack.
All right.
So
I guess I'm okay with that. I don't know how to really answer that.
hey,
but what's up,
like
Mallory?
Jamal
How you
said,
doing?
all black people look alike. I get called Kev on
Yeah.
stage at least 10 times a week. Apparently,
You somewhat
Kyron
resemble him.
huh? What?
I don't know, Tony. I don't know if I created. I thought I did, but maybe not.
So that's gonna be. Wait, no, that's my first question now. Danny looks like Kevin on stage. Apparently, I look like Dwayne McDuffie. Who do you get confused with? Which black person do you get confused? Yeah.
I can't say the first person that I was said to be linked to growing up because it will require a lot of lubrication in order to do that. No. This person happens to be in a federal trial at the moment.
I can see.
Okay.
I can see it.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
That was what I got growing up.
Just a bad boy over there, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Take that literally. I feel
I don't want to take any of that. Actually,
take that.
I would like to leave all of that. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't know anything about it.
Can't stop, won't stop, huh?
Can't stop, won't stop.
I have stopped and will stop.
I mean,
I don't need any federal indictments on me, sir.
At all.
Man,
Gabriel.
You know, I don't see it. I don't see it anymore.
I don't think so, Tony. I don't see it.
Not anymore. It's
Gabriel.
Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah, the comedian.
Okay.
I don't see it anymore. Tony, you lost so much weight.
I don't see it.
Yeah, Tony slimmed down. Anyway,
he did.
All right, Morgan. We know why you're here, man. For anybody in the audience who might not know who you are, who might be mistaking you for another creator of Lumberjacks, tell us about your comics. Tell us about Lumberjacks and the Kickstarter you got going on right now.
So Lumberjacks is I would describe him, he's in his anti-hero phase. You know how they talk about women having a whole phase. He's in his anti-hero phase.
Wait.
Men
have whole phases too now. Come on now.
The words expressed by Morgan Iverson do not reflect this program. Please direct any comments to morganiverson@gmail.com. I'm assuming
you guys know what you're getting here, so I'm just gonna shoot straight as usual. But Lumberjacks, I am very excited to be at the point to have a graphic novel for Lumberjacks. It's a very, very exciting moment in my indie comic creation career. I just placed the order for the graphic novels for me to have them at Heroes Con. It's a really good feeling, man.
Cool.
This first story arc is comprised of us trying to obviously get introduced to who Lumberjacks is as a anti-hero that's trying to become a superhero. He was given a prophecy when he was young that he's been trying to run away from due to some trauma that's taking place in his life that's covered in the origin novel, and also some of it's revealed in this first story arc. But this first arc is kind of about, when you try to outrun destiny, but destiny won't let you. That's how destiny works. And then you're pretty much forced with it. You're sometimes you can find yourself in a place in life where whether you want to or not, you have to make a decision. And that's what Jax is at the end of this story arc. And I hope the people are excited to see what he does.
Man, I want to talk about some of the villains. I mean, me and you talk almost every day. Almost every day, me and you talk. I talk to I probably talk to you and Kyron more than I talk to anybody else in the world. But I want to talk about some of your villains, like the
We're sorry, Tiana. We take up so much time.
I Hey sis.
Hmm.
um. I, I still the whole that is still true. It's still true. I probably talk to y'all more than I talk to my wife. Um, but so your villains, man, like me and you, we've gone back and forth about who gets to kill who's villains.
Mhm.
You got some villains that really get reactions out of people. I think the preacher episode is still like I believe is the highest watched episode of the Super Shorts podcast still. Um now hey, the Three Stooges, I like that. I like
I will take it, Mally. I will take it.
it. So I want to know, just as a creator, um what does it take for you, or what is your thought process when creating a villain? Because I know you and I both aspire to the saying, villains make the story. So what goes to your mind in creating a villain?
I mean, my first thought process on whether it's a villain or an antagonist is, and I mean, obviously this process has grown over time, and the more that I write, but I mean, everything for me starts with something that's grounded, something that I might dislike or like. Honestly, like there are traits about one of my favorite villains that I've seen in TV. I'm a huge TV show and I'm a huge storytelling lover. Period. So TV shows, movies, anything. One of my favorite villains is Negan from Walking Dead, especially Jeffrey Dean Morgan's portrayal of him because he is. I love when characters conflict you, which is why I created the Preacher. Um, but I also like showing the true side of things. So like Trespass is supposed to be he's definitely one of my favorites, but it's because I know people like Trespass. You know what I'm saying? So now I know them. I don't chill with them because I'm not built like that. You know what I'm saying? But Trespass is. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of stuff is inspired by my life, things that I've either experienced or someone I know, or just things that I either detest or things that inspire me. I like to just twist things. So, the preacher being one of my favorite characters, I'm a believer. So, being able to use him for both good and bad at the exact same time is awesome for me personally. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Because one of my goals with the preacher when he's speaking about something or giving a message is that it is scripturally sound. It's just bad coming out of him. You know what I'm saying? Because of the other things that he does and what he stands for, and but people don't really know what he stands for yet, and that's part of my fun. So yeah, uh, I guess that would be the base. But I mean, obviously, the scripted answer would be, your antagonist is supposed to be trying to stop the protagonist, whatever their goal is. So all of them have some form of them doing that. All of the villains that I have in this first arc, especially.
Now you
But
do
then
have
you
your.
got go ahead, guy.
I was gonna try to bring up the Kickstarter because the man's here about his Kickstarter.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you got
All right, so you do have your Kickstarter out. You're got less than a week to go.
Mm-hmm.
You're already funded,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, for anybody that's maybe read issues 1 through 4 already, since this is for the trade, are there things that we can maybe expect in the trade that we haven't seen already?
Yes. So that was one of the things that was very important to me is to put something in there for the people that have already been supporting us and have already got all the Lumberjacks and Harlem comics. I wanted to give them a reason to be able to get this graphic novel besides um, just being fans and supporting. I wanted to give them something that to look forward to that was new. So one of the major things is there's a 5 or 6 page teaser of Lumberjacks number 5 in there. There, I put Easter eggs in there, things that are very. Me and Danny both are fans of Easter eggs in movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and we definitely have placed a lot of them in the work that we created already. So I'm not pointing out all of them from moments in Lumberjacks 1 through 4, but I point out some some big ones that are things that have already happened in the universe, and there are some things that are pointing towards something that's going to happen in the universe. So there's an Easter egg section in there. My favorite covers from all of the covers and variant covers that I've had for Lumberjacks number 1 through 4. I give you my favorite cover for 1 through 4. We put character sheets in there for the antagonists that you meet in this Kickstarter. I mean, in this story arc. So yeah, those are some of the things that we put in there that are extra things for that will be big for people that have already supported. And then there's a lot of people that support but haven't listened to the audio podcast. So we put links in there too. Like if you're reading the story that you want to hear the voices of these characters, we had an audio podcast that could take you inside the mind of those characters, some more background on those antagonists. And we put the QR codes in there so that you have specific links for, okay, if you're liking this part of the story and you want to go deeper into that character, you can scan this QR code and take you straight to it on the audio podcast. So those are some of the special features that we put in there.
All right. Go ahead, Annie. I'm done now.
No, in addition to that, I know that there are some special art that comes with this book. I know that this book is very, very important to you for a number of reasons, but this Kickstarter almost didn't happen. And you know, anybody who knows why would have understood, you know, you delaying this, but you decided to launch this Kickstarter on a special day and end it on a special day. And can you talk about why you decided to continue with the Kickstarter, even going through what you've been through over the last couple months?
Yeah. So it meant a lot to me in the first place, just because the kids are a part of this story arc. My daughter's name is Amber in the universe. My son's name is Derek in the universe. So one of the reasons that it's actually the cover that's back behind me, one of the reasons that this meant so much to me is because I have my son and my daughter on the cover for the graphic novel, with the rest of Jackson's family surrounding him. His wife here, his father in the black, his mom, and his grandfather. And that cover is supposed to be paying homage to the first cover that Lumberjacks had, with the By Any Means people surrounding him, the villains surrounding him. But Jackson this time, instead of him standing by himself in the midst of all of that, he's surrounded by his family. So that was supposed to be symbolic, not just for Jackson the story, but for me and my kids. That's one of the things that I was celebrating in getting this done. And that was before I lost my son. So my original thought and plan was to do, I was going to launch it on my son's birthday, and I was going to end it on my daughter's birthday. I still am. But when I lost my son, obviously, I very seriously considered just not doing it because of the timing. He passed on April 15th, and I was supposed to launch on his birthday, May 4th. And we had, his birthday coming up. We had to make a wish trip for Father's Day this year. And then Heroes Con was the next weekend after that, Father's Day. And we were very excited about. For those that don't know, my son has special needs. So we used to really try to, if I could have bought a bubble to put around him to make sure that he didn't get sick or encounter things, I would have, I promise you. We tried to get him out of the house to do things when we felt it was safe, but God knows after COVID, like, I definitely had a lot to brain about just, hey, it matters, especially for the amount of times that he went back and forth to the hospital for about 3.5 years. I was trying not to put him in harm's way because it meant more to me to just have him home with us, and then healthy. It used to mean the world to me just to go into his room and see him breathing. see him in his own bed and breathing comfortably and peacefully meant everything to me. Everything. When I decided to still do it, it was for him. Because I don't feel like he would have wanted me not to do it. And that's something I'm still kind of grief sucks as a process. And doing this has helped some because I've talked about this before. Like, I love Kickstarters in some respects and I hate them in other ones. I don't think people understand the amount of work that goes into it, both mentally and just preparation wise, not just on the front end, but shipments and logistics. But being able to commemorate my kids and us and the things that we've been through and the relationship that I'm able to have with them, despite all of those things, meant the world to me. So obviously losing my son greatly affected that, but I went forward with it for him. I feel like now, especially, there was so much of my time in life that was dedicated to him. My life revolved around him and his schedule. And appreciate that, Brad. And not having him here is a very huge adjustment in a lot of ways. But right now I'm struggling through this thing of, if I don't make it, if I don't get the career that I want to be a storyteller, in multiple mediums. The reason I couldn't go to cons and stuff before, like I wanted to and stuff like that, was because my son comes first and I wasn't gonna compromise it. So if somebody couldn't watch him, it is what it is. There ain't no point in being angry about it. I'm not gonna be angry. I'm with my baby, so I'm good. And now with him being gone, I feel like I have to use that time effectively to get to that goal, so it's not in vain. And I know that's a lot to put on yourself and stuff like that. And he doesn't. I know all of that. It's just something that I'm going through right now. So what I miss.
Sorry. Oh, and that's all on me. I was so engrossed in your conversation because as some of you guys know, I lost my mom back in March of this year. So the thought process that you had was some of the things I was going through.
Yeah.
And I was so engrossed in listening to you, I totally forgot that the image was on the screen. So Jane just sent me a message, said, "Hey, can they still see me with that up on the screen?" I was like,
No. I was asking you mean to leave it up there, but I didn't want to interrupt Morgan.
No, it's cool, man. I look the farther, and I know Kyron understands this too. The farther out, it never goes away, but the farther out from it that you are, the more time you have to try to navigate ways around the triggers or the landmines or whatever you want to call them. The best way that I've been able to describe it is like living floating in the middle of the ocean and there are waves coming and you just try to stay above water in between the waves. When the waves hit, they're going to hit. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to survive them. And then in between then, you just trying to be as productive as you can until the next big one comes. So, but yeah, it's I wanted this to be the highest grossing one that we had, but I've had Facebook hating. I've had all kinds of stuff. I was very blessed to be able to get it funded in the first 6 hours. I was very, very happy about that. I haven't been able to run ads for this whole campaign because Facebook keeps saying there's suspicious activity for payment for the ads, so they keep stopping the ads. They spent an ad that I put money in. They spent 77 cents and then told me that it was suspicious. You know what I mean? Like I've said this before, man. Like I legitimately would just get off of Facebook altogether if I could. If we weren't selling comics, I promise you. I wouldn't be on social media like that at all, to be honest with you. I just wouldn't. Because I love social media, but I hate some of the things that comes along with it. So, but yeah, man, this is a very personal one for me. Honestly, all of them for the rest of my life will be very personal, especially because of the content of my stories. So, I have some very deep stuff in this and in an audio podcast with me and my daughter and things that we've been through. So
we gotta get Aaliyah to voice act.
She said she would do it. I talked to her about it. She said she would do it.
Yeah, I just thought about that. We should get her to come in and play her character, or at least do so. Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, she said she would do it.
Yeah, man, I commend you, and you too, Kyron. Honestly, man, I commend you both for continuing to persevere, man. It's unimaginable, and you know, sorry that anybody has to go through what you brothers are going through, and like I said, I commend you both. So we've talked before about crowdfunding, period. Like Kickstarters, GoFundMe's, Indiegogo. Like, yes, we know it's we know it's a needed thing. We know we need to do crowdfunding. But are there what you about? Why are you stopping me?
Is this really? This is sort of like one of your questions.
Yeah, but not really.
Okay. All right. I just wanted
Well,
to make sure.
yeah, you're right. It is. Never mind. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it for quick takes. But I want a more than a 45-second because I actually want a discussion about this one.
Well, then replace that to something else.
Okay, I'll replace it. So, like, I think there has to be another way to, get funding for it. Like, I know that, of course, Batman and Superman and them, they got advertisers, putting in money to, pay. Basically, like the way that I've seen it. Some of the numbers that I've seen are like basically the ads for comic books paying for the comic to get made. Like literally, when they were doing like, movie a movie would get a page, or the Got Milk thing way back in the 90s. Like those ads were paying for comic books to get made, and then literally everything else was just profit. So send it out, make the comic, and it goes however many it sells, whatever. They don't care because it's already paid for. What can we do? Like, what is there that we can do to kind of offset those numbers? Because I know a lot of us are coming out of pocket to make books. A lot of us are, working overtime doing these Kickstarters and putting ad money in and all this stuff, and it's still not, really enough. So do y'all have any ideas? Is there anything that you've been thinking about to do to kind of replace that, or to?
Well, the idea of doing ads is still being used. I mean, even for us at our level, people are still adding that into their Kickstarter options. I've seen that before where people will say, hey, for $500, you could put your ad for X amount of prints of this book. So it's definitely an option, but I do think we need to find a quality printer that we can keep the cost down on that way. And also utilize other options to help pay for those, like maybe TikTok. Like when you get a creator funds for TikTok and YouTube, and even Twitter has that TikTok or has a creator fund. Utilize those to help start paying for these other features or these other prints and things like that.
I mean, we talked about this before. I mean, I've considered OnlyFans, not actually, full skin, but like gray sweatpants and stuff like that. I do full skin. It depends on how much they pay for the subscription.
There are
pre-order.
other options. We don't have to get naked to sell comics. I mean,
yeah, I mean we don't have to, but
why not? Honestly,
yeah, don't have to, but I hear dad bods are in. You know what I mean? So
hey,
I'm just saying.
I definitely got one of them. So
yeah, so
feet pics always sell.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I can really. Yeah, no, my feet ain't ugly though. They just
mine are terrible. I need to do a pair.
But so I mean,
we have to look outside of just Kickstarter, because Kickstarter has its limitations. It has this finite goal that we can only get so far at this level without pumping in more and more money for our own advertisements. So we have to look outside that box, unfortunately. And and especially with the influx of these bigger companies like Marvel and Image using Kickstarter and other crowdfunding platforms, we're going to get squeezed out of Kickstarters fairly quickly. There's just going to be too much. I mean, I think most of us already felt that there's so many programs and so many projects out there. We've all been seeing diminishing returns on a lot of our projects because it's just hard to get our head above water and be seen.
Yep. I think it's definitely a challenge that I think as a community, the indie comic community especially, we have to kind of lean on each other for, mostly because it's affecting everybody. And I think, but I also am thankful that, you know, a good portion of the indie comic community, I know me and Danny because I can, you know, we share the same Kickstarter login. But we also both have our own, and I know between me and Danny, I think we've funded or we're both past super backers at this point. I mean,
we're both. I think we're both in the 300s or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I know I'm over 300. So I mean, I try to make sure that because I'm from this community, I know what it takes. If I see somebody I know that's launched a Kickstarter, I don't even look. You know what I'm saying, at the page. I'm going to back it. You know what I mean? Because I know what it means to have that backing. I know what it means to be away from that. Be apprehensive about those goals. I think other options that we have to look at are, I mean, pre-orders are always a thing, but again, that takes advertisement. And one of the things that really eats us up right now is the fact that the algorithms in these social media sites have changed drastically. Facebook especially has been hell on wheels for some time now, trying to, you know, people that follow you and talk to you every day. You can make a post and them ones don't see it at all, which is madness. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to hit people in their inbox just to, you know, have things seen, and you feel bad for doing that too. So, or I do. I'll speak for me.
I definitely do. That's one thing I know I should be doing during the campaigns, but I can't get over that hurdle. I think one thing, and Kyron kind of touched on it, but the creator fund. I think if we, especially you and I, since we live, you know, close to each other, we've talked about getting up to do content, you know, consistently. If we, you know, could make money doing content, it can definitely, you know, help towards the creative things that we do. You know, I've seen, DreamCon is this weekend. We see what RDC World does, you know, with their content and how big of an impact they've had. Dang on, you know, there's and it doesn't have to be to that level. Just a couple of $1,000, you know, would tremendously help. If we get a couple viral videos, if we, you know, just put out stuff consistently that makes people laugh, and we've done it before, you know, I think that could really help. So just you know, just to throw it out there, because I know Kickstarter is hard for everybody, but then also, like, specifically your campaign, like there's an additional stress in it, and you know, like you said, thankfully you were able to get funded in that first day, so it's maybe it wasn't as stressful, but still.
Yeah, this one was significantly less stressful than some of the past ones, especially because of where I set the goal. Also because, when you're doing a graphic novel, the advantage that you have when you're doing a graphic novel is that the majority of the artwork is done. The pages I paid for the teaser, that came out of pocket, but that's also something I'm putting towards future. I'm thinking about it from a future revenue perspective. I think it was very important to me to have those pages in there for people that already have Lumberjax #1. Well, and this another thing I think I have an advantage on this was that I didn't really do a wide release of Lumberjax #4. I only put it on TikTok. I didn't put many copies out. I wasn't pushing it and promoting it, and it was mostly because I knew I wanted to just take the next step of putting the graphic novel out. So I'm very excited to have the graphic novel, mostly because I'm excited to get the full first chunk of the story out for Lumberjacks. And I feel like by the time you finish reading 1 through 4, you have a much better idea of who he is as a character, what his goals are, what's against him, than you do if you're just reading individual issues. So, and to be honest, if I could raise that type of money every time on Kickstarter or some other way, I would only release graphic novels. I wouldn't even do individual issues. That's something I'm looking at for the story. Yeah, the story idea I have for with Kingdoms Fall. Um, some other story ideas that I have, I really would like to do them just as graphic novels, and not even do the individual issues. I'm leaning towards that, but you have to get the funding to do it. So,
Yeah,
um,
for sure.
if I start that OnlyFans, well, another thing too. Um, Now that I unwillingly have more time, um, I know that doing conventions that are close, at least I have to do them. You know what I'm saying? Unless it just doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense financially, or something like that, then yeah. But like, I think we've made big enough waves now that people locally, especially, would at least consider, having us come there or whatever. Book pop ups and stuff like that, book signings and stuff like that. I think we can do that. And now that I have more time, I know that's something that I have in my brain. Like, all right, I have to put this money aside to make sure I hit this show, because I think we talked about this before. If we're both at the same show, I'm not worried about us not making money. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of opportunity, and now I have more opportunity than I did in the past. Unfortunately, unfortunately.
The three of us are all going to be at Heroes Con next month. Does that mean we're all going to be making money?
That's facts.
Okay.
If not, then I was gonna say, the other idea that we could use is, their ski mask, or
There are some wealthy folks in Charlotte. Anyway,
yeah.
so it's time for my favorite part of the show.
What's good,
You
Aaron?
kind of now that you leaning into my first question, the quick takes. Let's go ahead and jump to quick takes, Mo. So, for anybody who hasn't seen the show, Quick Takes is a rapid Q&A session where we grill our guests on their deepest, darkest secrets from the internet. The Morgan, we already know all your deepest, darkest secrets because you just put them out there. But we're gonna ask
Wow.
you a couple questions just to get some updates from you. Some of these you probably answered before, but uh, a couple of jokes too. So you were just talking about conventions. So the first question is one that we
Mhm.
ask a lot of people. I want to know from you: do you prefer big cons or small shows, and why?
I mean, the biggest con that I've been to is Baltimore. I don't know if that's the biggest, but Baltimore Heroes Con, South Carolina, are probably the biggest that I've been to. And I've been to some of the smaller ones, and I mean, for me personally, the bigger ones. There's more people. There's more opportunity for you to meet more people, um, and there's more opportunity to make more money. It's not even close, honestly, on that for me. Now the smaller shows, like if the advertising is there for people to know that you're out there, it can be extremely beneficial. Like I love the free comic book day at Acme. That was amazing. That was amazing
Yeah,
all the way around.
that was dope. I have officially flipped on big cons and small shows. I'm a big con person now. But the caveat being that I have to have somebody there with me. Morgan got to be there. Somebody got to be there with me. I don't know if I can do a big show by myself because it's stressful for me. But if I got somebody there, I prefer a big con. Just with the amount of stuff that we have to sell now,
Yeah,
it
and
has to be
I'll be
worth
there.
it.
So I'll be
Yeah.
like I said, whether I wanted, it's things have changed whether I wanted to do or not. So
Question number 2. I want you to cast a Lumberjacks movie. If you were to get a movie deal right now, somebody came through and said, "Hey, Morgan, here's $400,000,
No, not
500,000,
somebody. Ryan Coogler. came through and just
If
said,
Ryan
hey,
Coogler came through and said, "I want to do Lumberjacks. We got a budget of $500 million. We can get anybody we want."
damn.
Which which characters? Give me the characters that have to be in the Lumberjacks movie, and who is going to play them?
Jesus. I've resolved that Winston Duke probably is the best choice for Lumberjacks.
I like it. Who plays
The
Stacy?
character
Stacy got to be in the movie.
Stacy. Who would I get to play Stacy though? Man, that's 45 seconds to answer this.
You only got 20 now. Hurry up.
God, that's not possible. I can't do that. Winston Duke is Lumberjacks. The Preacher would be in there, and I'd love to get my guy from
Keith David.
Keith David to play the Preacher. Terrence Howard could play the Preacher too. He just light skinned, but but the Preacher, Terrence Howard will kill the Preacher though. Like it would be amazing.
I think the Preacher. I think if you did get when we do a Lumberjacks movie, the Preacher should be definitely featured heavily in the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
featured heavily in the first movie, bro. For facts. We'll talk about that a little bit later though. We gotta we'll do one of those fan casts.
45 seconds is impossible for that, bro. Come on.
Yeah, we'll do one of those fan casting things that people do online for their characters. But yeah,
we should do that tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
That's content, right? That's content right there.
It is content. That's really good content.
Question number 3. You have an idea called Solitary, and this is a comic book that you've told me about that I will not be reading when you put it out. I'm just gonna publish it. I'm gonna letter it with my eyes closed, and we're just gonna put it out. And I'm not even gonna read it because of the idea that you told me. There are also, other creators who do some horror comics. I know Greg Anderson Elise, and I just read this book called 10,000 Black Feathers. That was a horror comic. So, I think horror comics is like an unexplored vein, especially for Black creators. Do you think horror comics could be the future of indie comics?
I think it could, especially because it's similar to Jordan Peele stepping into the horror space for movies and Ryan Coogler now. There's a lot of room for us there because we've been kept out of spaces for a minute, and now that space is opening up, it's not like we underappreciated horror joint was The Blackening. That film was amazing. They did amazing with that film, and there's space in the comedy horror. There's space in all of that. For comedy, for comics, for movies, for TV shows. There's plenty of space, and I believe the ones that are before us, Ryan Coogler, Jordan Peele, and them are making that space right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope to be in that with them.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's so many. And I've grown because I'm warming up to more horror stuff. Still certain
stuff like that about Solitary, bro. That's messed up.
Yeah,
I'm your brother, bro.
I'm not messing with that.
Your brother, man. That's
still certain stuff that I'm not messing with, but I'm getting better with some horror stuff. I'm going to see Final Destination this weekend.
Final Destination is good, bro.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
What? Hey, I'll go with you. Let me know. Shoot, because I'll definitely go back and see it again.
Yeah.
I can't wait to watch Sinners again. I can't wait.
I wish it was still in IMAX too, bro. I might go to see that before I go see. I got to take the kids to see Karate Kid this weekend, but
I would not be seeing that.
Why not? Jackie Chan?
Why not?
There's no freaking way. You know what? I was gonna that was gonna be content too. I forgot to make that TikTok. I'm so tired of Hollywood's obsession with making. I know why they're doing it, but the remakes have to stop, bro. Like there's
it's not a remake though. It's a continuation.
Man, it's a remake. You just
went and saw Mission Impossible 17.
The only Mission Impossible anyway.
Wait, did you watch Cobra Kai?
Hell, no, absolutely not.
Oh yeah, see, you bugging, bro.
No, I don't.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
They don't have to. There are original stories out there.
It was original story.
We're telling real stories right now that are original, that are not connected to anything else. And there's a whole lot of other talented people out there that have original stories. David Crownson got a whole Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer right now. I know Killer Bee's getting made into something, but I'm just saying, like, Greg Anderson at least ain't been out here with is not out for a while. There are better things.
You just hating on
you, bro. They have to stop.
I have been Bruce Leroy over Karate Kid. I'm Barry Gordy's Last Dragon should get a remake before anything.
Karate Kid shouldn't.
But
leave classics alone. It's a classic. Let it be, man.
But this is
that's like remaking Harlem Nights. Don't do it.
It's not a remake.
You haven't seen Cobra Kai, so you don't know that there's a continuation of the actual original story.
Yeah,
I will not.
Terrible. Question four. We still doing quick takes. Question 4. So we know we've talked. There you go. Question 4. Let's move on. We know, Morgan. I want to know. We've talked on and off about like getting folks to read more comics. You, as an avid comic book reader yourself, what is the criteria? What is the criteria to actually get that you think could actually get people to sit down and read comic books?
I think I think people would enjoy the genre more than they believe if they gave it a chance. How you get them to do that? I think, to be honest, people are bandwagon jumpers. So if we see more original comics get made into TV shows and movies, and then they find out, this actually came from a comic, an independent comic. If they find that stuff out, I think that would make them jump to it. The people that we've had come to our table, you know what I'm saying, that aren't really in the comics, have come back and told us, I really enjoyed it. I didn't know people did that, whatever. It really just takes curiosity. But honestly, the best way to get it across to people is social media. Everybody's on social media all the time now. And I think that opens up people to different things quicker than anything else. So it's honestly going to take that probably.
For sure. Okay. Question number 5. It's time for a top 5 list. And since you and I and Kyron
no, I am not.
Have another show called Top 5. That's another running gag.
I haven't been invited to Top 5 in like a year. So
Kyron is
you don't have to be invited. We don't invite people to Top 5 Live. They just pop up.
I'm gonna for the 5th question, we always have somebody do a top 5 list, and your top 5 is going to be, what do you believe are the top 5 live moments? So moments from the show that we've done in 45 seconds.
Wow. That is one of them. That's one of them. That's in the top 3, definitely. You doubling down on Tyson.
Not him James doubling down on NSYNC.
That's, I don't know if that makes the 5, but it's up there. Me falling asleep might be number 1.
That was a good moment.
Me falling asleep might be number 1. I mean, the fact that you guys let me sit there on a live camera for an hour and a half, bro.
No,
that was a good moment.
That's 4 moments right there. So the 5th one is the one we said we were gonna make a t-shirt for you for. I can't remember what you said. You said something so ridiculous.
Michael Jackson had a hot 10.
Yes.
Oh,
that's it.
God.
That's
it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson had a hot 10 years, bro. That was one of the worst.
There's research to back that up too. I should have shared it with y'all because I saw it and I was like, this is exactly what I was saying, but it broke it down better.
No, that was terrible, bro. That was one of the worst things I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
Seriously.
Horrible.
Appreciate you doing quick takes. This week, Quick Takes is brought to you by Gemini Comic Supply. Go to GeminiComicSupply.com and use the promo code AceBlade to get 10% off your entire order. Appreciate you, bro. And back to you, Kyron.
Thank you, Danny, and I appreciate you as always. Thank you. I was like, wait, what? No, I appreciate you, Morgan Curley, for being on here.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm
This has
honored.
been
Am I Larry because I'm bald? Is that why?
Is my hair curly? It's kind of. I mean, it's wavy.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just know I didn't want to be Curly. That's all. I didn't want to be Curly.
We are the Three Stooges, they say. So I'll be Larry, you're Curly, and you're Mo. I'll take it.
No, this has been a great time. It's allowed me to work on my script a lot because I knew Morgan would just talk. So thank you for that.
Oh, well, that's great to hear. Thank you.
Hey, I had like 3 pages written while we were during this interview. Maybe
That's
it was 4.
fantastic.
Hey,
That is fantastic. Actually,
I know.
That
I can't
reminds
wait
me. I was supposed to be writing a script. I was supposed to be scripting chapter 3 of the audio podcast. Me and Danny are turning audio podcast season 4 into a graphic novel.
This is
and
team spoilers now.
I
This
know.
is team
Seriously, I was like,
spoiler
wait,
alert
what?
now.
yeah. So
Morgan is officially team spoiler alert now. I've stopped
That's one
spilling the
thing.
beans on everything, and Morgan is now team spoiler alert.
that's one thing, bro. You're acting like
Nah, it's been consistent. It's been consistent. You
I
just be
don't care.
telling it all.
It don't matter.
So, graphic novel of Super Shorts podcast. Is that what I hear? Something like that.
Season 4 of Super Shorts podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. So
The Ace Blade Lumberjacks crossover.
Ace Blade Lumberjacks. Was Harlem in there? I don't remember if Harlem was in there or not. Ace Blade Lumberjacks, Amber, a new villain.
Yeah, the Hag.
That may or may not be included in the Lumberjacks story arc in this graphic
Already.
novel.
Yeah, well, there we go.
May or
See?
may not.
See?
Okay. All right. I think y'all telling too much tea, so we gotta get going. Morgan,
Me and
where
Kyron
can
doing a
people-
swimsuit book.
What?
Me and Kyron doing a swimsuit book.
Oh yeah. The calendar too, which my artist for Lumberjacks is working on a very sexy joint for Lumberjacks and Harlem. Lumberjacks and Harlem will be a part of this as well, and I will make sure that it is present at Heroes Con to sell, and people could just go straight to Lumberjacks' bulge and Stacy's greatness. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Okay.
Is that Crown? Wait a minute.
What?
Put that back up. What is that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it's Peach.
No.
What is it?
Good old regular.
Oh, well, that's okay. I'm gonna drink.
I
some
would
more.
really like to end the show if y'all don't mind. I mean, can
Why?
I end the show?
Why?
I mean, if you have to,
What
I'm
reason?
hungry and I want to go eat.
I would like to eat as well.
You haven't eaten yet?
It's Morgan. Where can people follow you and keep track of your work and catch up with what you're doing with
on
whatever your character's name is? I can't remember right now.
Oh, it's Zob the Lightning Wielder.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but you could follow me at Lumberjacks, lumber_jacks on TikTok. It is the E is a 3 instead. Morgan Iverson on IG on Instagram because I couldn't get Ace Blade across the board like some people. And Morgan Iverson on Facebook. I'm not on Twitter because that place sucks. I am on Blue Sky as the Lumberjacks as well. Still with
I got locked out of my Blue Sky.
you can follow me there, and you can go to fourthwallcomics.com to find all of our work and buy our books.
Danny, where can people check you out?
Same place, fourthwallpros.com. If you want to find me on social media, it's at the Ace Blade on all social media platforms. Kyron, where can people find you?
I feel like that's racist that he got out the right one on all of them.
I love this slide. You can find me at tourscomics.com, and I'm on all social media platforms at tourscomics. Join us next week, though. Wait. Can you not do that at this moment? It's distracting. I'm trying to end the show.
It's not distracting me. I feel encouraged.
If you have never watched or listened to our show before, you can go to our website, fourtailspodcast.com, and you can watch our previous episodes, listen to previous podcasts, buy some merchandise, things like that. Again, that is the number 4, TALESpodcast.com. But please join us back next week where we're going to talk to writer Omar Malik about his works. But until then, see you next time. Sayonara, goodbye, and please take care of yourselves.
Can Whitney say hi or no?
No. In the show.
I want to know what it is Quick is trying to say.